Good evening, this is GCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ning Kim Kong Sai. First, the headlines. Manipur BJP MLA's call for removal of Chief Minister and Bharat Singh. Manipur government silence on Anglo-Kuki War exposes deep-seated complicity in Kuki marginalizations, says ESO. Manipur Congress criticizes BJP government for not holding ADC elections. News in detail. At least 19 Bharatiya Janata Party BJP MLAs in Manipur have written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi seeking the removal of Chief Minister and Bharat Singh. The MLAs also include Assembly Speaker Thoksam Satyabrata Singh, Minister Thongam Viswajit Singh, and Yumnam Khemchand Singh. This move reportedly follows a meeting in Delhi that brought together Meitei, Kuki, and Naga MLAs, highlighting the deepening divisions within the state's ruling party. The MLAs later expresses grave concerns about the BJP-led government's ability to restore peace and normalcy in Manipur as well as alleviate the suffering of its citizens, with constituents urging their representatives to resign if a solution is not forthcoming. The MLA stressed their responsibility to protect both Manipur and the BJP from downfall. The latter stated that removing Chief Minister Singh is the only viable solution to address the ongoing conflict between communities. It also cautioned that solely deploying security forces will not resolve the issues and warns of irreparable damage to the state and India's reputations. They further asked an examination of the critical factors hindering dialogue and called for actions to create a conducive atmosphere for discussions. In a scathing statement, the Kuki Students Organization KSO has condemned the Manipur government's ongoing refusal to officially commemorate the Anglo-Kuki War 1917 to 1919, accusing the Meitei-led administrations of systematically erasing Kuki history. The KSO expressed outrage at the government's failure to declare a public holiday on October 17 to honor the anniversary of the historic anti-colonial uprising, labeling the silence as part of a deliberate attempt to suppress the identity and heritage of the Kuki people. The KSO pointed out that the state had only once, in 2019, reluctantly acknowledged Kuki Rising Day as a restricted holiday after decades of appeals. However, the government has since abandoned these recognitions, which the KSO attributes to pressure from dominant Meitei groups. The organizations call this silence a revelation of the state's complicity in marginalizing the Kuki people, portraying the government's actions as a concerted effort to erase the contributions of the Kuki community. The Anglo-Kuki War, the statement said, was a pivotal event not only for the Kuki people but also for the history of Manipur, involving the largest military operations conducted in this part of India, according to historic records. The KSO criticized the Manipur government for refusing to acknowledge these facts, likening the situations to an Orwellian agenda that seeks to obliterate Kuki history while elevating Meitei narratives. Can there be integrity when your history is attacked, omitted, and obliterated? The KSO asks, accusing the government of pursuing a false sense of unity that disregards the emotional and historic integrity of the tribal people. The Kuki community, they said, is being forced to accept Meitei history as their own, while their own past is systematically erased. The KSO statement went further, endorsing the demand for a separate administration for the Kuki people, citing the government's failure to respect their culture and identity. They declared that the Anglo-Kuki War would forever remain a central part of their history, regardless of state recognition. In a powerful closing statement, the KSO warned that truth will always prevail, emphasizing that the ongoing erasures of Kuki history by what they term habitual deceivers would not succeed in silencing their people. They urged the broader Indian public to recognize the contributions of the Kuki people who have supported India's freedom struggle without demanding anything in return, only to face continued marginalizations today. Manipur Congress allays the BJP government in the state of being anti-tribal and anti-hill people for not holding autonomous district council ADC elections for the last 4 years. Manipur has 6 autonomous district councils. State Congress President Kaisam Mekachandra in a post on X said, the BJP government is anti-hill people, anti-tribal, as this BJP government has deliberately chosen not to conduct ADC's elections for the last 4 years. Kaisam also lays out that the resolution passed by the Hills Areas Committee HAC under the Manipur Legislative Assembly on October 14, stating that the committee, following a threadbare discussions, unanimously resolved to recommend to the government of Manipur to conduct the long-pending autonomous district council elections as soon as possible. The committee also informed that in order to run the administrations of the ADCs, a committee consisting of 20 members for each ADC shall be constituted, of whom 18 shall be elected from former ADC members or experts in local government or eminent persons or intellectuals, and 2 government nominees of the district till the ADC elections is conducted. Kaisam termed the resolution as unconstitutional, illegal, and void of any source of law from the constitutions, and claimed that the HAC has no constitutional authority to pass any such resolution. He said the last elections to ADCs was held by Congress government in 2015 and its term ended in 2020. The BJP government came to power in Manipur in 2017, and since 2020, there have been no elections to ADCs for the last 4 years. Temporary arrangement of functioning the ADCs through illegal means of selections by the BJP government must immediately stop in the larger interest of the people of the hills of Manipur, Kaisam said. By not holding ADC elections for the last 4 years, the financial devolutions, central grants in aid, central financing, MG and REGS, central schemes related to ADCs, and the finance commissions awards are being denied to the people of the hills in the state, the Manipur Congress President alleged. Vaipe People's Council VPC convened a special assembly yesterday. The Vaipe People's Council VPC General Headquarters, situated in Escotland Village, hosted a special assembly 2024. Subsequently, a press conference was held at the VPC Council VPC office in Battle area, Dorkaspeng, New Lamka at 2 p.m. yesterday. Henliang Thanglet, president of VPC's General Headquarters, addressed the media and presented the key resolutions adopted during the assembly. According to Thanglet, the gathering drew an estimated 647 delegates. The assembly's primary objectives included reaffirming the Vaipe standpoint in the current context, adopting an absolute majority resolutions to maintain Vaipe identity and autonomy, distancing the Vaipe community from the self-designated Zomi term. The assembly proceeded smoothly, with unanimous approval of the resolutions. The leadership emphasized the importance of Vaipe unity and peaceful coexistence with other tribes, contingent upon maintaining distinct tribal identities. Thanglet further clarified that the Vaipe community has transitioned from identifying as Zomi to recognizing its affinity with the Kuki tribe. He stressed the significance of embracing their rightful nomenclature alongside other recognized terms such as Zomi, Mizo, and Kuki. In conclusion, the VPC leadership urged the Vaipe community to prioritize its well-being and advancement, regardless of geographical dispersion. There was an exchange of fire between two groups at Kotruk village in Manipur's Imphal West district on Thursday, less than 48 hours after talks were held between Meitei and Kuki legislators in Delhi to find out a peaceful resolution to the ongoing conflict, police said. Following the firing, a large contingent of security forces was deployed to control the situations and restore order. While no injuries or damage were reported during the incident, tension remained high in the area. Last month, Kotruk village faced multiple gun attacks, including a drone bomb attack. Around 20 MLAs belonging to warring Meitei and Kuki communities met in New Delhi on Tuesday for the first time since ethnic violence broke out in the northeastern state 70 months ago in a bid to hammer out a peaceful solution to the ongoing conflict. BJP MP Sampit Patra and 3 MLAs from the Naga community were also present at the over 2-hour-long meeting convened by the Ministry of Home Affairs (MHA) as part of its efforts to iron out differences between the two communities and find an amicable solution to the crisis. In order to enable the committee constituted by Administrative Department Education as Government of Manipur via Orders number 12AC/115/2016 SES dated 9th October 2024 to withdraw the revised list of primary teacher pursuant to notifications dated 12/9/2006 in compliance with Honorable Supreme Court judgment dated 19/9/2024 passed in SLPC number 15482 of 2016 and other connected SLPs and writ petitions. It is hereby informed to all the candidates of primary teacher in connections with notifications dated 12/9/2006 for recruitment of 1,423 primary teachers who have faced viva voce but not selected to submit a self-attested copy of Class 10 HSLC pass certificate with admit roll number written on right-hand corner. If possible, to the following mobile number through WhatsApp on or before 21/10/2024, Monday without fail. The mobile number is 87-309-34617. This may be deemed as fast and final call, and any future complaints for failure to submit the above-mentioned certificate will not be entertained. Meghalaya is facing a surge in illegal drug trafficking primarily due to ongoing unrest in neighboring Manipur, said Social Welfare Minister Paul Lingdo. He said the state's strategic locations near the Golden Triangle, a notorious drug production hub, has made it a prime target for drug smugglers. According to Lingdo, the influx of drugs from Manipur has significantly complicated efforts to eradicate the menace within Meghalaya. We are determined to eliminate drug trafficking in our state, Lingdo stated on Thursday. However, the shifting dynamics due to the Manipur crisis pose a substantial challenge. To address the growing concern, Lingdo announced plans to visit the national capital to personally brief Indian government leaders on the severity and scale of drug trafficking in Meghalaya. He emphasized the urgent need for coordinated actions to combat this pressing issue. Mizoram Power and Electricity Minister F. Rodingliana alleged that his convoy was stopped by Assam rifles on the outskirts of Aizawl. However, the Assam rifles said the minister's convoy was not intercepted during a search near Aizawl. Rodingliana on Thursday alleged that his convoy was stopped by Assam rifles on the outskirts of Aizawl while he was returning from East Mizoram's Champhai district, which resulted in a heated argument. He said that the security force set up a barricade on the National Highway 54 between Aizawl and Turail on Thursday and intercepted his convoy despite explaining to them that he is a minister. A few meters after we passed the barricade, 3 personnel stopped us, stating that they were told to do so by their commander. I I argued that I am power minister, but the personnel did not let us go for some time, Roding Liana told PTI. The Assam Rifles claimed that they had set up a mobile checkpost about 4 kilometers from East Zokosang base on Aizawl to Sailing Road, and the minister's convoy was given a clear passage during check-in. An Assam Rifles officer said that the convoy stopped on its own where civilian vehicles were being checked. The minister's personal secretary got down from the vehicle and allegedly abused the troopers on duty, he said. A team of Manipur police have arrested 3 active members of the proscribed militant outfit Kanglei Yawol Kanalo KYKL from Imphal West District, along with sophisticated arms and ammunition on Thursday. According to police report, the 3 members of the proscribed outfit were arrested from Lerenkabi Bazaar and were being identified as Jiten Sana RK 40, Takhil Changbam Ibo Hanbi 49 and Ahibam Zimson 28. The police team also recovered 1 AK rifle with magazine and 5 rounds, 1 Insas rifle with 3 magazines along with 15 rounds, 1 joint venture protective carbine along with 2 magazines, and 1 40 rounds, 1 Insas LMG magazine, 1 4-wheeler vehicle, 3 mobile handsets with 6 SIM cards, 2 other cards, and 1 wallet from their possessions. A case has been registered for further necessary actions, a police report said. Air India announced that following its merger with Vistara, the airline will operate Vistara's aircraft using a special 4-digit Air India code starting with 2 effective from November 12, 2024. For example, Vistara's UK 955 will be rebranded as AI 2955, making it easier for customers to recognize Vistara-operated flights when booking through Air India's platform. The merger will retain the in-flight experience unique to Vistara, including its menu, service, and crew. Club Vistara members will also transition to Air India's Flying Returns loyalty program, which will be rebranded as the Maharaja Club. These consolidations is part of a broader upgrade of Air India's fleet, with Vistara's catering being introduced on Air India flights. Further, Air India's wide-body fleet has expanded with the inclusion of 6 A350 aircraft flying between Delhi and London, with future service planned for Delhi to New York. The retrofit program for Air India's narrow-body fleet is underway, with 27 aircraft slated for refurbishment by mid-2025. Passengers will benefit from enhanced connectivity to over 90 destinations and access to 800 more through Air India's codeshare and interline partners. 7 members of a family, including 3 girls, were killed and another person was injured after a car they were traveling in fell into a stream in Medak district of Telangana on Wednesday, police said. While 2 people died of injuries sustained in the accident, the others drowned, they said, based on preliminary investigations. The person who was driving the vehicle was injured in the incident and has been shifted to a hospital. Telangana Chief Minister A. Revan Reddy expressed shock over the accident and directed officials to provide better medical treatment and necessary assistance to the injured, a release from CMO said. He extended his condolences to the Berry family. The car crashed into a tree before falling into the stream along the road in Sivampat Mandal, police said. The occupants of the vehicle were natives of Sivampat Mandal and were returning home after attending a family function in Siddipet. The vehicle was allegedly driven erratically, they said. Further investigation is going on. Ten more people died after allegedly consuming illicit liquor in Bihar, Sinwar, and Saran districts, taking the toll in the hood's tragedy to 35, an official said on Friday. Deputy Inspector General DIG of Police Saran Range, Nilesh Kumar, said on Friday that while C1 accounted for 28 fatalities, 7 deaths have been reported from Saran. As many as 28 people in Magar and Oriya Panchayats in Sinwar district have so far died after consuming suspected illicit liquor. 7 people in Ibrahimpur area under the jurisdictions of Maksrak police stations in Sinwar district also died after consuming suspected spurious liquor, the DIG told PTI on Friday. The suspected whose tragedy has triggered a political blame game with opposition parties questioning the efficacy of the ban on sale and consumption of liquor imposed by the Nitish Kumar government more than 8 years ago. Locals in both districts claimed that people lost their lives after consuming illicit liquor. On the conditions of anonymity, local police officials claim that more than 25 people from both districts are still battling for their lives at different hospitals in Sinwar, Sarand, and Patna districts. The bodies have been sent for post-mortem examinations, and the exact cause of the incident can only be known after receiving the autopsy reports, the DIG said. Officials have so far not disclosed the identity of the deceased and those under treatment. Director General of Police Alok Ras on Thursday told PTI Video, 2 special investigating teams have also been set up in the aftermath of the incident. The one set up at the local level will be looking into the criminality involved in the latest episode. Another SIT has been set up by the Department of Prohibitions in Patna, which will carry out a comprehensive study of the all incidents that have taken place in the recent past, based upon which a plan of actions will be drawn out. Around 15 people have been arrested so far by the police in connections with incidents in both districts. The administrations of both districts have suspended 3 chowkidars of Magar, Oriya, and Ibrahimpur areas following the incident. Another senior police official said show cause notices have been issued to at least 5 police personnel. On Thursday, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar inquired about the progress of the investigations into the suspected whose deaths in Sinwar and Sarand. The CM directed the DGP to personally monitor the situations and ensure that strict action is taken against those involved in the criminal. Strict action is taken against those involved in the crime. The CM also directed Department of Prohibitions and Excise Secretary Vinod Singh and the Bihar Police ADG Prohibitions to personally visit the areas where the incident took place and thoroughly investigate the matter. Commenting on the incident, RJD leader Tejaswi Yadav on Friday in a post on X wrote, Bihar CM Nitish Kumar should be blamed for the latest whose death in the state. It's a mass murder. Liquor ban is an example of Nitish Kumar-led government's institutional corruptions. If the liquor ban has been implemented, then it is the government's responsibility to implement it efficiently. Bharat Forge Limited on Thursday announced that it has entered into a definite agreement to acquire AAM India Manufacturing Corporation's Private Limited AAMIMCPL, which is a subsidiary of American Excel and Manufacturing Holdings at an enterprise value of rupees 5,445.30 million, rupees 545 crore, subject to closing adjustments. AAMIMCPL is a leading manufacturer of axles for light, medium, and heavy-duty commercial trucks and passenger buses in India and was established in 2008. With these transactions, the company will acquire commercial vehicles axle business of AAMIMCPL in Pune, India and Chennai, India, along with the Pune Engineering and Development Center. The transaction is subject to approval from the Competition Commission of India (CCI) and will close only after receiving the CCI's approval and upon fulfillment of other customary closing conditions, the company said in a regulatory filing. Amit Kalyani, Vice Chairman, and JT Managing Director, Bharat Forge Limited said, "We are delighted to welcome the AAMIMCPL team to the Bharat Forge family. We look forward to relying on your technical expertise and existing relationships with various industry players to further scale up the business over the medium to long term." AAMIMCPL's acquisitions, when completed, will be a significant milestone in our transformational journey of aiding product solutions to our repertoire on the vehicle component side. This transaction will enable BFL to get into a new business for manufacturing of products. The strategic decision to sell our commercial vehicle axle business in India enable us to strengthen our focus on ICE, hybrid and full electric passenger vehicle, pickup truck or SUV, and van applications globally, and provides additional financial flexibility, said David C. Dutch, AAM Chairman and Chief Executive Officer. We are committed to collaborating with Bharat Forge to execute this agreement efficiently and support the continuity of supply from these facilities to customers during the ownership transition. The transaction is subject to customary closing conditions, including the receipt of regulatory approvals. The shares of Bharat Forge was trading at rupees 1,460.25 at BSE and was down by 1% at 2:30 p.m. Lincoln International acted as the sell-side advisor to the deal. Ten people associated with the RSS were injured after being attacked by some people during a religious program at a temple here, police said on Friday. A Zakram program was underway in the temple on Thursday night on the occasions of Sharad Purnima. When prasad was being distributed among devotees, two people who live in the neighborhood objected to holding the event late at night, they said. After an altercation over the issue, the accused called others and attacked people with a knife, in which 10 RSS workers got injured, they said. Six of the injured have been admitted at Sawai Mansingh Hospital for treatment. Accused Nasib Chowdhury and his son has been taken into custody, and efforts are on to nab others involved in the attack, the police said, aiding further probe is on. Agitated by the incident, some people blocked the Delhi-Ajmer National Highway for some time. However, they lifted their dharna late Thursday night. The Israeli military on Thursday told how Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar was killed in a firefight after being tracked, going from home to home, desperately seeking to avoid detections in southern Gaza. Israel has hailed the death of the 61-year-old Sinwar as one of the most important blows it has dealt Hamas since the Gaza war started with the group October 7, 2023 attacks. The Israeli military confirms that after a year-long pursuit yesterday, Wednesday, October 16, 2024, IDF military soldiers from the Southern Command eliminated Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas terrorist organizations, in an operations in the southern Gaza Strip, it said in a statement. The dozens of operations carried out by the IDF and the ISA over the last year and in recent weeks in the area where he was eliminated restricted Yahya Sinwar's operational movement as he was pursued by the forces and led to his eliminations, it added. IDF soldiers of the 828 Brigade operating in the area identified and eliminated 3 terrorists. After completing the process of identifying the body, it can be confirmed that Yahya Sinwar was eliminated. In a later statement, military spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari says Sinwar was killed after being spotted with 2 other fighters in the territory's Rafah district. The forces identified 3 terrorists who were going from home to home on the run, Hagari told a briefing. Troops engaged the group, forcing Sinwar to flee as the group dispersed after being shot. Sinwar ran away alone into one of the buildings and our forces scanned the area with a drone, which you can see in this film. Yahya Sinwar injured his hand in the shooting, who can be seen here covered with his face. He threw a branch at the drone, said Hagari. Drone footage released by the military showed Sinwar alone in a blown-up apartment with one hand severely injured and head covered in a traditional scarf, throwing a stick at the approaching drone during his final moments. We identified him as a terrorist inside the building, and we shot into the building, and we entered to scan the area. We found him with a gun and 40,000 shekels. He was on the run, and our forces eliminated him," said Hungary. "Near the terrorists we eliminated were no hostages, and our forces are now screening the area," he added. Israel accuses Sinwar of being the mastermind of the October 7 attacks along with Hamas military chief Mohammed Deif. Over the past 7 years, hackers from North Korea stole approximately $3 billion in cryptocurrencies, which was used for development of the country's nuclear and missile program. This information is provided in a Microsoft report. According to a report, about a third of the total amount was stolen last year. With these funds, Pyongyang financed more than half of its nuclear developments. Since the beginning of last year, Microsoft has identified several new North Korean hacker groups that specialize in attacks on cryptocurrency organizations. Among them were groups such as J-Slit, Sapphire Slit, Citron Slit. Also included in this list is the group Moonstone Slit, which developed a special ransomware software tool and used it against organizations in the aerospace and defense industries to gather intelligence and obtain financial benefits. The company reports that the activations of hackers and the creations of new groups indicate an increasing role of North Korea in the use of ransomware programs. The country uses cybercriminals to strengthen its financial resources and protect its strategic interests. Additionally, Microsoft notes that hackers have more investment aimed at their training and increasing their potential. Previously, U.S. President Joe Biden announced the U.S. willingness to negotiate with Russia, China, and North Korea to reduce the nuclear threat. It is worth noting that around 1.4 million young people applied to join or return to the army, accusing Seoul of a provocative drone intrusion that led to a tense situations on the brink of war. Also, on September 25, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced a new updated nuclear doctrine of the country, which includes the expansions of categories of states and military alliances to which nuclear deterrence applies. He also stated that Russia reserves the right to use nuclear weapons in case of aggressions against the Russian Federation and Belarus as the participants of the Union State. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps chief Hossein Salami has warned of further retaliations against Israel if it attacks Iranian targets, which the Jewish country has promised to do after Tehran's missile attack on October 1. "If you make a mistake and attack our targets, whether in the region or in Iran, we will strike you again painfully," Salami said at the funeral of a Guards general killed in an Israeli strike alongside Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah in Lebanon last month. The top Iranian military commander was quoted as saying, by the Times of Israel, "Tensions are high in anticipation of the natures of an expected Israeli attack on Iran in retaliation for Iran's missile attack on October 1. That followed a rapidly spiraling conflict between Israel and Iranian-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon. U.S. officials expect Israel will retaliate against Iran for its attack earlier this month before November 5th, CNN reported citing unnamed sources. The timeline and parameters of Israel's retaliations against Iran have been subject to intense debate inside Israel's government and are not directly related to the timing of U.S. elections. Still, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin appears highly sensitive to any potential political ramifications of Israel's actions in the U.S., the sources say. Salami's warning came as Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi landed in Cairo late on Wednesday for talks with Egyptian officials, the first such visit in years as part of a Middle Eastern tour amid concerns of a wider confrontations in the region with Israel. Araghchi arrived for important talks with Egypt's high-ranking officials that will be held tomorrow, Thursday. Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghei said in a post on X on Wednesday after stops in countries including Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Iraq, and Lebanon. Relations between Egypt and Iran have generally been fraught in recent decades, but the two countries have stepped up high-level diplomatic contacts since the eruptions of the Gaza crisis last year, as Egypt tried to play a mediating role. Egyptian Foreign Minister Bad Abdelati traveled to Tehran in July to attend the country's presidential inauguration. The International Crimes Tribunal (ICT) has issued arrest warrants against former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and 45 others on charges of mass killings during clampdown on the anti-government protests that led to ouster of long-time Awami leader. The domestic tribunal, which was set up in 2009 to investigate and prosecute suspects for the genocide committed in 1971, gave its decision on the charges related to murder during the July-August mass uprising on Thursday, BD News 24 reported. According to Bangladesh media, the tribunal has ordered them to appear in court by November 18. Delivering his address before the tribunal, Chief Prosecutor Tazul Islam summarized several crimes against humanity during the Awami League rule, including the July-August massacre. More than 700 people died as a result of the student-led movement that ousted Hasina, according to several news agencies. Minority groups in the Muslim-majority nations have made accusations of attacks on Hindus after the political changes. Political upheaval in Bangladesh that led to ouster of Hasina also ushered in the interim government led by Nobel Peace Laureate Muhammad Yunus after weeks of violent protests forced the August 5th resignations of PM Hasina, who then fled to India. The departure of Hasina's government has triggered a broad administrative overhaul, with hundreds of senior officials being resigned or transferred and the contracts of some key ones terminated, forcing many of them to resign or retire early. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.